Hello, everyone. Dr. Rob Kiltz. Good morning, Sunday, December 6th, 2020. The Fertile Fireside Chat, Instagram, YouTube, and Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm trying it out. We'll see how this works. Sorry if the camera angles are a little off and a little different, but we're trying and working and playing with some new and different ideas. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me on all. And if you guys are having any difficulty, let me know. Hang on one second. I got to make sure all of this is working right. And I got one thing to fix, so hang on there. And let's see, it may be. Hold on, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And in the neighborhood, we're learning and creating with some new stuff. And it's been a crazy 2020, and I hope everyone's doing well. I think I worked to get my mask over here somewhere because we're all working to, listen, let's mask it up and let's stay all protected. We are open at our CMI fertility centers in New York. This is essential what we do, and we are working to protect everyone, our staff, you, all visitors in many ways. And we just have a lot of things that we're working on. And Colorado is open. We're just really grateful to everyone's patience in the process. It can be very, very stressful for sure. And we just ask everyone, we got to sometimes step back. And I know sometimes I get a little hyperactive and reactive, and I never mean to do that to anyone. And my job always is to emulate listening and learning and loving to you and all of us. So we're working to be better, better, better. And let's see. Hello, Vanessa. Good morning. Transfer yesterday morning, day 3 embryo. After transfer, I walked upstairs for acupuncture. Do you think the walk right away after transfer will affect the embryo? No. Listen, we do move, and moving is okay. A little bit of walking is fine. My general recommendation is go slow in the walk and the movement, but that's not going to hurt one bit because we have to move. Our energy is about movement, by the way. Hello, Sarah, Aaron, Nicole, Jamie, mom of 4. Good morning, Melanie, Melon Jenner. Hello, and good morning, Hugh T, Ty, and Kelly. And again, if I mispronounce anyone's names, please forgive me. We're working to create a new and different Dr. Robert Kiltz MD Live for 2021, where we really want to get everyone's stories on how whatever you're doing that inspired you or can inspire others to do better on this journey. And I'm working a lot more on how to bring faith and patience to the process because it's not easy. We're all stressed and struggling, mad, sad, angry, depressed. And with what's going on in the world, we all just need to still dig deep into the faith and belief the greater thing is going to come, or in actuality, it's there already. And the more we can imagine that they're already, the better and better and better. Alicia, Amanda, Brandy, hello from wherever you're coming from. Always a thumbs up. Tell us where you're coming from. Hello, Brooke, from Colorado, but from Hawaii, New York, Florida, Washington, Alaska, and all the places in between. We're still doing our very best to recognize that inflammation and immunology is really critical. The ketogenic lifestyle, and if you haven't looked on Amazon, my Dr. Kiltz's Ketogenic Lifestyle book is really powerful. Remember, even if you're a vegan or vegetarian, a Mediterranean, whatever it is, there are ways to do it that it really is all about reducing inflammation. And the more we reduce inflammation, the better. Mian, hello on YouTube. And we're really working to build our YouTube presence, bringing in the Dr. Robert Kiltz MD Live about health and wellness, not only for fertility, but all other areas of our health and wellness are important. Waiting on probe to be finished with Cooper so I can do retrieval. Super nervous and anxious, been high. How can I change this? All right, Hazel. All right, Check out my website, Dr. Robert Kiltz, MD, and check out Mind, Body, Smile. So much of what I do is working in a mindful attitude and visualizing that which you desire always as if it is. And that's where a vision board. And if you haven't read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, you have to do it. And we're all learning together that it's a struggle and stress. And when what you want isn't happening, you then need to turn it around and imagine that what's happening is supposed to be. Again, even in the stress and the struggle of the day, we have to step back. All right. Hello from London, England. Pleasure. Hugh, let's see, Hewetye, Hewetye. Again, we are really working to bring the social presence of love and listening and learning all across the globe in the challenging times that the universe has gifted us for one reason or another. And we don't know the reasons why, but we all know it's there. And the struggles and stresses are like the fire to iron. It makes it stronger. All right. Smith George, good morning. Let's see. I have an Assure, so mechanical infertility. What would I need? Teresa. So there are some people that can remove the Assure and replant the tubes to fix them. In general, we leave them in. We just want to hysteroscopically check and make sure there's no pigtails coming into the uterine cavity. But IVF is really the way to go if you have tubal proximal obstruction due to either clipping or severe scar tissue or the Assure device. I'm always a little concerned that these devices actually may add to the local and systemic inflammation and can be a factor. So that's something to be concerned about, because any of these devices elicit an inflammatory reaction, just like a splinter in your hand can kind of like affect you all over your body. That is really important to understand. But in general, IVF is where you're going. All right. Coats and Top. Good morning. Good morning. Endosurgery 2 weeks ago prescribes ganirelix. Can I use Cetrotide instead? Yes. Ganirelix and Cetrotide are essentially interchangeable. Occasionally we'll use even low-dose Lupron suppression, but in that case, you have to use HCG for trigger. We do a lot of, don't forget, remember, endometriosis is evidence of intra-abdominal pelvic inflammation. It's like psoriasis, eczema. It's internal to our body. And so we see it visually, but sometimes you can have endo but not see it. But this is where you might even take Lupron or Alyssa for 30, 60, 90 days plus letrozole. But in general, if you have the surgical correction, you can move right on to an IVF, an IUI, or intercourse. But I really, really believe that so many do well with getting the laparoscopy, hysteroscopy early on in the process. But if you're not conceiving naturally or from IUI or many failed IVF cycles, that's where laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, looking for silent endometriosis. And remember, endometriosis is not silent, is it? It's screaming at us all day long. All right, don't forget to check us out on Dr. Robert Kiltz Live YouTube channel, Dr. Robert Kiltz, MD. Share your ideas and thoughts, and we're going to be coming out with a lot more really helpful, healthy ideas for all of us. All right, Cindy Lynn, hello. S. Dot, hello. Beth Loves, hello. Taryn, hello. Yokash, Yokas. I'm going to leave it short. And Kelly Garland, hello to you. And waves and shout outs of love to everyone. Our job as the fertile family is to recognize sometimes we take our anger, sadness, fear, and worry, and we throw it out there. And I hope that I don't stimulate that, but I think sometimes my energy is high and I'm very dramatic, and I don't mean to be that way. And if I say or do anything that makes you feel that way, please know that I apologize. And we just need to share love to those that are hurting and pain, even when they're pushing it out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, or TikTok and LinkedIn, and or what else is there? Twitter. There's a lot of stuff out there. And we really want to bring the family and all the groups together. And when there's someone hurting and in pain, you know it, right? We human beings in the fertility world, and nurses and doctors, practitioners, the financial people, the call people, the everything, are imperfect. And I apologize for our imperfection at CNY Fertility. There's a lot of stuff going on with all family members and friends and neighbors and, you know, this craziness, right? We're all going to do our very best. Amanda Garcia, we are praying. Melissa de Negron, office, yes. Office is open today for, the call center typically picks these things up. We're open tomorrow. Sundays are downtime. See, this is my day where I was actually making a few other videos, and I got my tie and coat on and trying to share some ideas that are very different than I think we're seeing in the general health and wellness arena, but it's growing. I personally do carnivore keto, been doing carnivore keto for about 8 to 10 years, no exercise. I've never felt better in my life. I see it for men and women that keto is kick-ass amazing. And Kiltz is keto, bacon, eggs, butter, beef, ice cream, and salt, sea salt. And I think between the sea salt, the oysters, the liver, and if you need a little seaweed or algae, which has the iodine. But we're seeing so much inflammation. It gets our thyroids, right? It gets our brain. It gets our uterus, tubes, and ovaries. It gets our testicles and prostates. It gets our adrenals. So metabolic disorder is what we're all experiencing. And I've been listening and watching and sharing. And check out our book, The Fertile Feast, on Amazon. I think I've got it here. Oh, a copy of The Fertile Feast. And we're going to put links on all of our sites that you can click, download, and get either a paper copy, a digital copy, or Audible. I do a ton of Audible stuff, which I find that when I'm driving in my car or if I'm at pottery studio making some Kiltz cups, which I'm working on getting these out there in better ways for all of us. And make your own cups, make your own poetry and paintings. And what we need to do is be more creative. And I say, make more mistakes than you have ever imagined. I'm working to remind all of us, low dose, mini dose protocols work well for those who have a high AMH, a low AMH, a medium AMH. We're working to go with more letrozole 10 or Clomid 200 plus 150 to 200 of gonal-F or follistim, or 150 gonal-F or follistim plus 75 of Menopur. But if you're just doing the gonal or the follistim, that's where you're at about 10 to 20 of HCG low dose. I think it really helps. We don't need to be pushing these ovaries. And if you're already diminished ovarian reserve, lower levels, lower AMHs, fewer eggs, blasting with too much drugs is not necessary. It costs too much money. So reminding all our practitioners, all our nurses, all our doctors that lower doses work great. 10 of letrozole, 150 to 200 of gonal-F or follistim, and 20 of HCG. It's a rocking, amazing thing. I hope you guys can see and understand me here on the YouTube. I'm working on it. We are going to be doing some streaming where we can go to YouTube and Instagram, YouTube and Facebook, and then add on our Instagram. But keep on sharing your journeys, your feelings, and yes, when we are mad and sad and angry and frustrated, it does help to throw it out there. We are all working to our best. The call center, the doctors, the nurses, the practitioners, the financial team, and I am working to be more and more patient in my day in order to help you and all of us continue to have the most affordable, accessible, integrative Eastern Western medical fertility practice. And I focus on the foundation of science. Science leads the way. But guess what? Maybe the science sometimes has given us a story that's not so true. And that's what I've learned. And so faith and fertility, what you put in the mind and the mouth really drives the direction of where you're going. And you have to believe beyond reasonable belief. Carnivore keto is what I do, but keto is kick ass. And Maria and Craig Emmerich have some really great books on keto comfort foods and carnivore keto. And so I really love Maria and Craig. They've done an amazing job of sharing their ideas, but we're all learning together in this. And whatever you did, we want your stories, because we're going to be sharing them more and more. And in 2021, we're going to be working on your stories that come to us that will feed back IVF giveaways and donor egg giveaways and medication giveaways and acupuncture massage giveaways, all related to your fertility. And remember, our health and wellness, we're not healthy if you're infertile. Meaning that repetitive losses, failed implantation, or any damage to our reproductive organs and bad sperm, bad eggs, bad embryos, or it all looks normal, but it's just not happening, there is something wrong. And that's the foundation of health and wellness, is if you're not conceiving and delivering a baby naturally, something is wrong. Let's see, Charlie and Lily, hello. Have our third transfer away. So let's all bring the positive visualization energy with faith. And remember, God is the most powerful faith that we can connect with. No matter if you're an agnostic, atheist, or theist, pick a positive streaming thought of life. And that's where I've read The Secret. And I wrote my book, The Fertile Secret, which is also on Amazon. And we're working to get that more and more in a way that it's easy to listen to or download digitally, or read the paperback and write all over it. Even cross out things you say, this guy's nuts, and I don't agree. Dr. Maggs, and we have one normal embryo after PG testing. Is it necessary to do an ERA prior to FET? BK, it's not necessary, but it's another one of those things, those little add-ons that may give you a little bit of more information that says, well, that's going to help. All right. So I'm in support of ERA. I'm in support of hysteroscopy, laparoscopy, endometrial scratch. Look at our Dr. Kiltz's immune protocols 1, 2, 3, and 4. And nephew Will is working to make it easily downloadable and working to get a simple guide. And by the way, Snake River Farms is where I get my ribeyes, by the way. And I'm always making sure it is literally the fattiest steak you can eat. Remember, I'm the crazy carnivore guy. But again, as a keto, it doesn't require being carnivore. Keto is high fat, 50-50, fat 25%, 50% fat calories, 25% from protein, 25% from amino acids. Wait, that's in grams, right? But actually your percentage of calories should be about 80% from fat and 10 and 10 from protein, amino acids, and simple sugars. But I would think about that. I don't know if the November winner has been announced yet, but Will is working on it. We're really going to work on everyone bringing their ideas, their concepts, and ways that we can all share and learn. Your video stories, we're going to share them on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even our TikTok. We're really working to inspire the globe with health and wellness ideas that begin in the mind and follow with the mouth, and then follow with your fertility naturally in so many ways. Elderberry healthy to drink? I don't think so personally. I think remember, your body reduces inflammation when you consume fat. That's why we recommend animal fat. But I'm also coconut oil and hemp seed oil and the coconut milk. And let's see, I was watching a little bit on a grass-fed versus grain-fed cattle. The differences are small. And the biggest thing is that we need to be consuming more fat to reduce the inflammation and help that natural fertility happen. I do 1 meal a day at night, rest and digest. I'm saying 1 meal, 1 snack, 1 nap, and 1 day at a time is really what we're focusing on. And our new books are coming out with Marie and Craig Emmerich. I've got a book coming out. I'm looking to get a great book with Ken Berry. Ken has a great book on the lies that maybe aren't so true that we were taught. And what we're doing in this business of infertility, fertility journey, or whatever your ill health is, you want to blow it up and change the direction, because what I've learned is what we were taught is wrong. I want the answer on that egg question too. I'm due to have a retrieval. Maybe I missed the egg thing. 375 CoQ10 too much. That's okay. 200 to 600 of CoQ10 is okay. The ovarian bloom through our molecular fertility and our female essentials will really help. We are having a new supplement coming out, the omega-3s in the fish oil. But for those that are vegan, vegetarian, that's where seaweed or the algae comes in, or oils can be really helpful. And even the CBD oil without THC. And these are, remember, the omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. Let's see, I brought up and was talking about the LDN book, low dose naltrexone book. Let's see if I have it. Well, I may have set it down somewhere else. Oh, here it is. The mouse just fell to the floor. We'll get it. Look at the low dose naltrexone book. I've been talking about LDN for a while now. Anywhere between 1 and 4.5 milligrams. I think the 3 milligrams is a good dose for men and women, keto for men and women. And for the guys, there's the male essentials. We talk a lot for the guys. If you have a normal sperm count, normal morphology, motility, and everything, I'm going to get that mouse before it runs away. Our health and wellness is really built in reducing inflammation for men and women, by the way. And even though it all looks normal, it's always the sperm, it's always the egg, it's always the embryo, it's always the implantation site. So we really want to do what we can on the male side. Clomid 25 for guys, HCG 250 for guys, LDN 1.5 to 4.5, again the 3. Get off the treadmill. The running heats up the body, heats up the core, and it damages the sperm, the eggs, the embryos, the uterus, the prostate, the everything. And chronic inflammation is it. We've been doing a lot more on the antihistamine, antimicrobial protocol for men and women, by the way. Acupuncture, massage, meditation, and prayer, really critical for all of us. All right, let's see. Let's see, how to get your ovaries to come if sitting too high. Mom of 4, so to get them down, yes, I knew what you meant. PCOS ovaries tend to be a little bit higher, and this is where the genetic predisposition, and likely because your mom ate a high carb, low fat diet, it predisposed the polycystic ovaries even before you were born. They're running up higher. You can't necessarily bring them down. They often have a shorter infundibulal pelvic ligament. So the blood vessel that feeds the ovary is shorter, so that means the ovary sits higher. We can get them abdominally, typically in our Syracuse office. So if you need, Dr. Luthringer, Dr. Corley, and myself, and Dr. Fruki all know how to do these abdominally. Dr. Chang, we have IVF. Likely in January for our retrievals in Buffalo. They're doing transfers already. We're going to be down for a week or two, Christmas to New Year's in Colorado. Dr. Maggs is alone. Dr. Banerjee, Dr. Joshua Banerjee has his Colorado license, so we're going to be sending him out there to really help. We're excited about him coming to New York, and thank you, Dr. Verdialis in Atlanta. We're going to be working in 2021 to bring frozen embryo transfers there and really building more intrauterine PRP, HCG and Neupogen washes, the 1 to 2 months of the antihistamine protocol, of the antimicrobial protocol. And you can do a medical treatment for endometriosis, by the way. Think of endometriosis as an inflammatory condition like psoriasis. We just call it endometriosis. Estrogen is a factor that contributes to it, but there's something about the intra-abdominal pelvic environment that causes that. So 2 months of Orilissa, letrozole, 2 months of Orilissa or Lupron plus letrozole can really help that, by the way. The nurses who prescribe our husband the Clomid, HCG, and LDN, yes. Put a note through the portal. I'm throwing out some new and different ideas that we all need to realize that it just takes us a little time, and we all just step back a little bit, and I have to find some patience for me too, because I'm that hyperactive and a little bit dramatic guy. Let's see. What is your advice on taking omega-3 fish oil, and what is the recommended daily intake? Let's see. So and boy, I can't even read the bottle, but the omega-3 rich fatty acids, and it's going to be, and the exact dosage of this, since I can't read it, it contains 1 teaspoon is 5 mLs. And so 2 teaspoons a day should do it. But keto is king. That's the key to this, all right? But again, for the vegans and vegetarians who don't want to do fish oil, that's where looking at the hemp seed oil and also the coconut oil, and look at seaweed or algae oil. Let's see. 2 days from treatment, I was told unable to get my ovaries. I believe doctor didn't want to go the extra mile. Listen, if we can't get there, we're going to do everything we can to make it happen. There are some very, 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 very rare cases that we can't get it, but that's 99%, very, very, very 0.99, very rare. Kelly Walker, hello. LDN was a game changer. PCOS. Jacqueline Hedge, hi, how are you doing? And listen, top fans, and the more people engage, they're going to grow their fan status, but love and listen and learning for all of us is critical. And we're going to be doing many more, we don't want to say giveaways. We're all sharing ideas and reciprocity for the things that we're bringing to build a family of affordable, quality fertility care, and integrating Eastern and Western practices, mindfulness, mouthfulness, eat less frequently, 1 meal a day, and that'll cool the bowels, that'll cool the pelvis, and that'll help your eggs and sperm and embryos do better. Let's see, 100 micrograms, Yo-Ya, 4612. So we really want to be, hey, listen, guys, we all have to look at our thyroid function test, T3, T4, free and bound. We need to look at thyroid antibodies, thyroid peroxidase antibodies, and TSH. It's not so simple. Armour thyroid, desiccated thyroid, or the synthroid levothyroxine, but we'd like to see the TSH less than 2.5. If you have a high anti-thyroid antibody, that's where we're going to need to add a little bit of thyroid medications. But this is where Kiltz's keto lifestyle is critical. For me, as a carnivore, but you can do Kiltz's keto fertility lifestyle if you're a vegan or a vegetarian or a Mediterranean, you can do it. Add the fat, 1 meal a day, rest and digest, and the meal is at night. And that's the key to this. All right, let's see. Chasing Rainbows, good morning. How you doing? We're going to build our YouTube, and it's all about you guys and gals. All right. Let's see. What is the ovarian? So ovarian bloom is built really for those with diminished ovarian reserve or ovarian dysfunction, whether your AMH is less than 1 or it's greater than 5. We got to be careful about not too much DHEA, but it's all about improving the ovarian function. The ovaries are highly inflamed due to something called glycation. Glycation is living in a high glucose environment, which is metabolic syndrome, which is pre-diabetes and diabetes. And all of us have been suffering from that for too many years. And so keto, LDN, CBD, and the omega-3 fatty acids and ovarian bloom can be really helpful for those that are trying to boost their ovarian function. You guys doing okay? Thanks for being with me today. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the team members that are helping. Listen, you guys are all part of the team, helping answer questions, coming into the mix, correcting any statements that we or any of us may make in this. All right. Recommend CBD balm on belly before and during stims. The CBD balm on belly can be very good. Remember, the CBD oil is a healing phytochemical. I don't recommend high plant oils in our diet, but if you're going to do one, it's going to be hemp seed oil, it's going to be coconut oil. Those are the two that I recommend more than anything. Consult with the doctor. Let's see, Miss Solomon Alpresha. Hi there, how you doing today? I think talking to a provider, listening to the lives, you guys are learning and getting the ideas and going like, well, wait a minute, Dr. Kiltz said this on the live. I want to do this. If you're getting too high of cost of your gonadotropins and you want to do a mini or lower dose, please tell the nurses and they can help adjust it, because people are spending too much money on this high cost meds and aren't making any more eggs, by the way. We're going to be working on more natural cycles, low dose and mini cycles, and even just letrozole clomid trigger retrieval with a fresh or frozen cycle. It's going to really be there in our 2021. Let's see. Little uterus that could, you're right. Let's see. Also, biosimilar. Yes, I asked through Portal for them to send a script for the biosimilars, and they did. Insurance companies, listen, we're trying to give you advice, and the insurance costs are going up, and they're saying, no, I won't cover that. We all have to do our very best to connect and find the things that are going to be the most affordable. But remember, you control the mind and the mouth, and that's the first thing we want to work on, is slow the Ferrari down. We are Ferraris. Remember, we are the miracle machines, and we have to live in the temple, not in the amusement park. Your job is first to start the day. Thank you, God, Lord, Creator, for the day. If it's the sun, the stars, the mountains, the streams, it's just nature, or you have some higher power belief in a God that we have created a symbol for. Every day, don't ask, don't demand, find gratitude in all the amazing things we have this day and every day. And I too have troubles and problems. We all do in life. That's the craziness of this story. All right, Varicoceles. It does hurt. It does. All right. Varicoceles are dilations of vessels due to chronic glycation, high glucose diet, low fat diet, which causes damage to the vessels starting in the liver, and then it goes everywhere. It causes some hepatic portal hypertension, but the vessels basically are glycated, which causes chronic fibrosis, which causes the heat to increase in the testicles, the ovaries, and all of our body. But varicoceles are a cause of disease. Always start with Kiltz's keto lifestyle for fertility. That's number one. Again, I do the carnivore keto, which I think is kick-ass, awesome, amazing. Don't believe me, by the way, but check out Snake River Farms and ask them for Dr. Kiltz's cut, and we're going to get them there. It's basically the bone-in ribeye. I think it's the black grade or something like that, but that's top of the line. But I eat about a third of it, and I only one meal a day. I take the fat from it and put it back, but that will help with varicoceles also. But you gotta stop drinking beer, wine, or alcohol. Again, the complex carbs cause the chronic glycation. because we're eating so many meals a day, glucose is high. Look up glycation and glycosylation. Glycosylation is the normal binding of glucose to the molecules in our body to make them functional. Glycoproteins, the proteins require the glucose that your body makes, by the way, not the glucose you eat, but the glucose your body makes along with the other glycans. And look at the glycobiome. There's really some great stuff on YouTube, but they now using the glycobiome to manipulate the glycans of the body to use the immune system and trick the body. Well, why use a drug to trick the body when you can simply stop eating carbohydrates altogether? And I didn't even know that we have zero requirements for a carbohydrate ever, my friends. And this is the craziest story that you'll ever learn. And when I learned it, I'm going like, are you serious? And I'm a Mediterranean Italian descent. I love pasta, salad, bread. I love to cook all the broccoli, asparagus, and onions and garlic and saute them and put in lean meat. Too much protein, too much carbs are deadly for the human body. And that's the simple, stupid ass story. I know it doesn't make sense. All right. Share your success stories and share like, hey, I failed and I'm not feeling so great. And anyone have any ideas out there? Because listen, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to medical school. You can get all the information on the internet without going to medical school. We have to recognize we're giving the power to the people to manage their diseases, but no longer manage them. Kick them out of your life, right? We don't need to live with the diseases any longer. When you read, you got to read Terry Whale's book, The Whale's Protocol. You got to read Gary Taubes' book on good calories, bad calories. I'm looking down to see if I can find it. It's here somewhere. You can see my crazy mess of books, and I have them everywhere. I read, listen. I watch YouTube videos. I'm learning from you guys. And the more we learn, voila. Work the fourth time. LDC Dog 2, awesome. His Poison Queen. And any plans to open location in the DMV area? Yes. Look at number one is I'm even working on some ideas for home ultrasound monitoring. Crazy. Dr. Mags and I were talking about it. I bought a simple, a Bluetooth ultrasound probe. And we're going to be sharing some ideas in 2021. How can we reduce the amount of medicines and monitoring to keep the cost down? Because raising a family in all this craziness is hard enough. And I know I grew up with not much money, but I had a lot of love and ADHD, dyslexia. I always had to be doing something. And I was always running around and throwing mud. And I am still throwing mud today. And the mud I try to do in sharing some ideas on videos, health and wellness. I throw my pottery. Actually, you spin it around on a wheel. That's crazy and great. Does keto carnivore increase sperm counts? Guys, carnivore keto is kick-ass amazing. Check out Sean Baker, Paul Saladino, Ken Berry. You got to look at Ken Berry, MD. Ken is rocking and rolling on carnivore. And all I can tell you is that we are not grass eaters. We can eat the grass, but the savagery of what we were was civilized, and then we were corralled as peasants, slaves, and soldiers, and led to eat primarily a grass and grain diet. And don't eat red meat because it's deadly. The health and wellness is built in a better way when you realize, oh my gosh, we're carnivores. Absolutely. Carnivore keto is kick-ass, and Kiltz's carnivore keto is kick-ass. Now, I'm just labeling it. I didn't just make it up. Well, I did make up the label, but I've been learning from so many. I'll be 65 in March on the 12th. I've been doing carnivore keto for about 10 years. I intermittently reward myself. I don't cheat. Tia wouldn't be happy with my cheating, by the way. And so it's amazing. It really does work. And so if what you're doing isn't working, even if you're a vegan or vegetarian, go to one meal a day and add the fat. But if you're open to carnivore, it's the kick-ass way, because the plants, they make the poison. Look at the United States Department of Agriculture's Journal on Plant Poisonings. That's the most amazing story. The agriculture industry already knows this, that the herbivores, the ruminants, are built to eat grass, but humans are built to eat the grass eaters. And the poisons, the phytochemicals, the plant antigens, and the fermentation of the complex carbs for complex minions of human beings, the minions, hail to Bob, we're the minions, we follow what the science and the people in the ivory tower tell us to do, but it's killing us. Healthcare costs are going way up, and it's time we take control of our own health and wellness. Whether you're suffering from infertility or bad sperm, bad eggs, bad embryos, or you're just one of those reasons. All right, let's see, fasting boosts sperm. All right. Kiltz's keto, fertility keto lifestyle is one meal a day. So I fast, I eat. I fast, I eat. Rest and digest. So fertile feasting, or fertile intermittent feasting, I call it, it absolutely does, because glucose, see, glucose is not the fuel for the body, it's the fuel for inflammation. Your body stores glycogen to have the glucose available to make the glycans that are necessary for glycosylation. That's it. Your body uses acetyl-CoA from fatty acids 24/7, 365. Your liver's function is to make fat. That's it. From amino acids and from simple sugars. Duh. There's no such thing as insulin resistance. That's the amazing story. By fasting, so let's see, we're built to go maybe a minute or two without air, a day or two without water, but we're built to go weeks and months potentially without food, because we store the fat here and everywhere in order to go on fasting episodes in order to thrive and survive. Keto is kick-ass amazing. Kiltz's keto includes and incorporates fasting. It boosts all fertility, eggs and sperm and embryos and uterus, because you want to get rid of all the junk in the bowels, which are mostly, guess what? You're mostly consuming a plant-based diet that's made for a herbivore. Remember, we were corralled through civilization thousands of years ago to plant the grass and the grains and eat them. And don't eat the red meat through the last 50 years, because the United States government and others around the world say it's bad for you. It's an amazing story. And let's see if I can get this guy's name up real quick. And I know I've got it here. He's a PhD that I find. And if you look at, oh boy, I've got it here. I know it. You guys are amazing. It'll come. Look at grass-based health, and Twitter at grass-based. Look, I'm not trying to push a carnivore diet, by the way, or fish diet. I'm just sharing thoughts and ideas how we can really all learn that grass-fed versus grain-fed beef, it doesn't matter in any significance. What matters is we are mostly like a carnivore, and we have been duped for thousands of years, like minions, to believe one thing, but the opposite is true. And even the modern healthcare industry just can't see the truth behind this. Cognizant dissonance, and Gary Taubes really talked a lot about that. Most of what we're talking about is actually, we've got a false sense of what it is. We just can't believe it, right? All right, Jacqueline, Ryan, Kelly, Rolston, hello, Maxwell. Let's see. You guys are amazing. Thanks for putting up with Kiltz. And I'm just so grateful. Is your beef source local? You can do local beef source. We just happen to get it from Side Hill Farms. I'm a little crazy, man, but local is best. And listen, bacon, eggs, butter, beef, ice cream, and salt. That's my go-to. I do sea salt. The local farming. Listen, I'm not against from time to time eating the grass and the vegetables, the fruit, but fiber is deadly. And look at my book, Dr. Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle on Amazon, and the Kiltz's Keto Cure. But basically, we have no need for fiber, but fiber ferments in the colon. It creates heat, gas, alcohol, aldehydes, and deadly. The microbiome that's so good for us, my friends, is not. The glycobiome, that's where it's at. And as you read and listen and learn more and more, you'll realize, oh my God, this is amazing stuff. All right, I just got to move this over a little bit because I'm noticing that, oh, there's my YouTube stuff. All right, let's see. Good morning, Mela J. Will you please give an example of what you eat and drink in a day? I pretty much eat the fatty ribeye steak. Again, we get it from Snake River Farms in Idaho, and but I always make sure Tia cooks it. She makes it Pittsburgh style, extra rare. We put the grease from the pan. Again, it's seared in a pan in a bowl, and I slice it, and I put Malden or sea salt. The sea salt does come with a little bit of iodine. We need the iodine. Remember, it's the chelating plants that actually take away from what's in the gut and sends it out through the back end. I know it doesn't matter then. So typically I'm having a third to a half of that ribeye steak, extra rare, and I eat the fat, and I eat the fat drippings. And then at times I will have Kiltz's keto ice cream, and Google that. But the fat is the most important thing for the body. If you don't have fat or can't make fat, type 1 diabetics can't make fat, and liver dysfunction and failures can't make fat. Insulin resistance doesn't exist, by the way. As you're putting into your body a lot of amino acids and simple sugars, they go directly to the liver through the hepatic portal system, where insulin, it goes up. Because you're constantly feeding sugar and amino acids to the liver, it's causing glycation and damaging the hepatocytes. Now the liver can't rapidly enough convert the sugar to fat. You spill it over through the hepatic portal blood system, now into the inferior vena cava, right to the heart, and boom, everywhere. The glycation, and this is the simple story. There is no insulin resistance, my friends. There's only resistant brains. The glucose and amino acids cause the damage all over our body, which damage the organs, the blood vessels, and ultimately, by reducing the amount that you eat and only one time a day, again, even as a vegan, the one time a day allows the glucose to go up, the insulin to go up, and it to drive to drive the sugar and amino acids to fat, because that's the key. And so you're only ever using the fat that comes from everywhere in your body that is flowing through your lymphatics and rapidly in your cells. A low-fat diet is deadly. A high-carb diet is deadly. That's the stupid, most amazing story you'll ever learn in this life, all right? Hello from Indonesia, and hola, hello from, Bara Aja, hello. First time started keto, feeling hopeful. Femin, it's real. Listen, we're going to get those lower dose drugs for you, by the way, and we're going to help in one way or another. And listen, guys, if you guys have extra meds, you've gotten pregnant, or you want to carry a baby for someone, or donate some eggs or embryos or sperm, this is the village that we're all learning and living in. Medical costs are on the rise, and it's crazy. And metabolic disorders are really hurting too many people. In my opinion, when I was in my mother's womb, My mother was eating a standard Mediterranean, Italian, and Western diet. Glucose was running into my body, which is causing some glycation, which likely damaged something within me. Plus, again, the insulin goes up. Insulin and insulin growth factor are also androgenic and have adverse effects on women and men in some way, I'm sure. We're getting it when we shouldn't get it in amounts we shouldn't get it. But it's all connected in this crazy universe. That's the amazing story that I'm learning in this business as a fertility specialist. And so from then on, I ate mostly vegetables, fruit, fiber, seeds, nuts, rice, pasta, bread, Wheaties and Kellogg's and Cheerios. They're so good for us, right? No way, right? Keto Carnivore help fibroids. Mia M, absolutely. Adenomyosis, endometriosis, and fibroids are all caused by a high carbohydrate, high protein, low fat diet. And remember, if there's a famine and you're not fat, you're dead. Anorexia is deadly. A low fat diet, I eat seeds and nuts and almond milk and oat milk, which are deadly chemicals. They are not what you and I were born to eat. If you go back hundreds of thousands of years ago to sometime, I don't know exactly when it was, but the story is crazy amazing. Fibroids, I recommend, listen, depending on their location and their size, but they're a sign of inflammation. Painful periods, a sign of inflammation. But if you're infertile, repetitive losses, and have no pain or discomfort, and you're lean and skinny and healthy, guess what? You have inflammation, and inflammation is the cause of all disease. I'm always looking for something simple in the story in all of this. Sorry for out of the camera, but I'm always looking. Immunology made ridiculously simple, and trying to learn about the adaptive and the innate and the fast and the slow, the built-in, and then the body is the most amazing machine. So I couldn't understand this immunology and Th1s and Th2s, CD50s, and it was really confusing. The truth is, we all have inflammation of some sort of another, and if you don't, you're dead. Inflammation is critical to the human body. The majority of inflammation is caused by a healthy plant-based diet, low fat, and exercise. I know. Oh, and not enough rest. You got to take more naps in life. I take a nap every single day, and quite often I'll have my evening meal. I sometimes in the office, by the way, at noonish, we'll have a little bit of the tops of the pizzas that I buy for the team, a little bit of pepperoni and cheese, and a little wings. But, and I do love chocolate. Look, do not punish yourself. Do not cheat ever, by the way. Cheating is not acceptable, but reward yourself. Remember, we live in the temple. Occasionally we go to the amusement park. But you know how you feel when you go to the amusement park, even once. But you want to take care of this Ferrari and the temple more and more and more, by the way. And again, I apologize if my focus kind of goes a little in everywhere. I'm working on this streaming stuff, and I sometimes feel like I'm screaming. And again, sometimes when I'm talking to you guys, I sometimes get a little high energy, and forgive me, it's my dramatic nature. I probably should have been in the theater like my brother, Richard. All right. A pleasure, Mia, Mela, good morning. Again, again, I'm just boring, by the way. Boring is the best way to a baby. Variety is deadly. Spice is deadly. I don't put spices in my food. I literally use salt and fat in the steak. Now, again, chicken, in my opinion, is too lean. I did make some French fries last night with Dr. Faruqi and Tia, and cooked them in duck grease. And so, they were so good. From time to time, I dipped them in mayonnaise with lots of sea salt. It was good. Look at from time to time, but all the time, no way, and no cheating, right? You guys doing good? Thank you, thank you. Hey, Bill Westerhoff, how you doing? Bridget, hi there. Jennifer Rivera, yoga. Look at Aaron McCullough for Hope Yoga, and let's see, Danielle Virtella is going to be doing our new Fertile Spirit, where you can connect, either call and do video connections to help you through this really difficult emotional journey. You're mad, sad, angry, frustrated. She's going to be the person to talk to. Christina is going to be really helping also. But check out Fertile Hope Yoga. You know, for me, it's yoga, meditation, prayer, and Tai Chi. I work to sort of hold my posture in a position that it's going to allow me to breathe and smile more. And I do this a lot. I do listen, learn, and love. Again, we have to be listening and learning with ourselves. And remember, the gods are within all of us, and our partners, our neighbors, all of us are the gods. And all entities of the universe are the gods. And that's the amazing, fun journey of life. Thanks for joining us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. 5 more minutes. And again, thank you for the shout outs, the love, the likes. We're really going to work on a lot of stuff in 2021. We're working on helping from everywhere, and you guys communicate. And I apologize for this COVID time, this COVID crazy for us and you and all of our team members can be really, really hard. And so thumbs up, interact. And as you interact, we're able to say, hey, interacting, we're going to get some books out there this year. We're going to be doing more giveaways on our IVF, our IUIs, medications. We're working with Metro, Integrity, and more. We're working better and better to bring the thing you desire to reality. And that leads with faith. Remember that. Always lead with faith. Laparoscopy, Dr. Lutheringer didn't find anything, said it looked perfect. All right. So just because we can't see it doesn't mean inflammation doesn't exist. This is where the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and maybe even the anti-endo protocol, but PRP intrauterine high volume weekly, 4 to 8 weeks, adding the antimicrobial protocol along with it. And then look at doing some ovulation induction, intercourse IUI or IVF with an immune protocol 2, 3, or 4. And hey, make sure you're staying on LDNs. Make sure you're staying in Kiltz's Keto Land. Kiltz's Keto Land, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian, paleotarian, or carnivorian. We really need to change it up because what we're doing hasn't been working in modern medicine. The costs of everything are going up. I'm hoping to keep our IVF costs in the most affordable. Please, if you do a payment plan, if you're not paying, we can't keep the machine moving. We are really working to make it the very best for you and everyone. All right, let's see. Keto increased sperm count. Yes. Varicoceles, it reduces. Advice on omega-3s, we talked about that. Recommend doing DNA fragmentation. Okay, DNA fragmentation is simply just another test of inflammation. I already know you have inflammation. You can do it, but the advice is going to be, guess what? Everything we're already sharing right now. Kiltz's Keto, LDN, CBD. Cool it down and slow it down. Get off the treadmill. This is where Clomid and HCG may help for the guys. And that's where IUI and IVF all work. Oh, antimicrobial antihistamine protocols. Ask about that. Hey, what about sub-Q Neupogen? What about Plaquenil and prednisone, higher doses? What about IVIG and Humira, the level 4s? Oh, Dr. Kwok Kim is amazing, by the way. Dr. Vidali, we've been working with Dr. Bridgman in the past. Dr. Vidali works with us. We work with Dr. Kwok Kim or whoever your reproductive immunologist is. We work with them because we too focus on reproductive immunology. We consider ourselves reproductive immunology savvy. It is simple. it's all about inflammation. It's only inflammation. Inflammation is really the only thing that matters in this whole story, and that's the craziness. All right. Share the story. Check out Dr. Robert Kiltz, MD, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, and more. Check out our books on Amazon. We're working to get even the Family Building Guide, which is supposed to tell all the little secrets that we have so you can take them and use them anywhere you want. You might even be calling, hey, I got pregnant with Dr. Kiltz's secrets, but they're not secrets. I'm learning them from so many out there, and we want to all learn together and support each and every one of you guys. All right. Let's see. And Shuri Ruti, blocked tubes. Blocked tubes, it's inflammation. Can your body, serapeptase, by the way. And I'm not an expert on it, but my opinion is we have to look at all the anti-inflammatories that can be very, 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 very helpful for all of us. And so blocked tubes, your body can heal the blockage. And this is where it's PRP, antibiotic, and a microbial protocol, and the antihistamine protocol, and Kiltz's keto. Let's see, helping with nausea, since a lot of those meds can make it, well, 1 meal a day. And when you're pregnant, by the way, Dr. Kiltz's keto lifestyle for pregnancy is critical and key. High fat, 1 meal a day. Look at my ice cream. Kiltz's ice cream basically is a high fat, a little bit of sugar and vanilla, and it's craziness. All right, you guys, it's been an hour. I really enjoyed it. Share the craziness, and really shout outs to you guys, but help a little bit in the shout outs to my team, because they're getting shouted out, and we need to shout them up in order, because we couldn't do this without them. If they're getting yelled at and they're feeling like no one loves them, they want to run away. And I know it's because I too yell at them a little bit, and then they yell right back, and I want to run away. But we all need to be sharing more and more love in this really crazy, hard journey and story. I love you guys. Check out it all. Share your stories. I'll see you next week. Dr. Rob Kiltz. Oh, there might be a little delay next week, and I'm working on a Thursday evening live with Dr. Robert Kiltz, MD, which is really going to be focusing on keto, carnivore, health and wellness, meditation. Whether you're vegan, vegetarian, carnivorian, or Mediterranean, it doesn't matter. I love you guys. See ya. Bye, guys. All right. And YouTube, thanks for coming with us. Keep sharing it. We're going to spend more and more.
Good morning.
I got to end that.
Sunday,
right?
December 6, 2020. The Fertile Fireside Chat. Instagram.
See you guys.
And Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm trying it out. We'll see how this works. Sorry if